Hey, Michael here. I want to talk about meditation today and why meditation is important and how I came to understand that meditation was important. So, growing up, I spent a lot of time in church and prayer, meditation. Those are all things that you're supposed to do and spend time on and through that process. And my first real exposure to meditation, almost out of body experience, was during my confirmation. We sat down in the library at church and we all went through this vision where we set up in this field. There was a house, and we went down this corridor. And the way we connected with that was really powerful. But at the same time, the priest at the time was like, you got to be careful. If anything happens, you invoke Jesus and he'll come to your rescue. And if you do this by yourself, you can get caught in very difficult times. And so I never actually did that process again for a while after that. Like, especially, so all of high school, I never really meditated again. After high school, I got the opportunity to go to a Native American store called Two Eagles, Horse and Wolf for a power animal or spirit animal journey where you connect with your spirit animal. And so I went on the spirit animal journey, and you sit down, and it's like a circle, like you're in the Audubon or kindergarten or whatever, and everybody sits down, and you cross your legs, and you start this meditation process, and there's a drum that beats, and you just follow the drum. And they're told that the drum is designed to be like, basically replicate your heart. And so I'm going through this process, and I go into this meditation, this trance, and I find myself in this vast sea of water. And it's turbulent, there's storms, there's waves crashing down, and this big whirlpool opens up underneath me. And I funnel down this whirlpool and kind of shoot down a like water slide and shoot out into the air, and this eagle grabs me and flies around and eventually drops me in a lagoon with a dolphin. And I start asking the dolphin questions. You know, the person that I'm interested is a smoker. Should I smoke? Should I, how do I go through life? All these questions that I should be making on my values, but instead I was putting to this entity, whatever it was. And the dolphin flips out underwater, comes out with a big cigar, and is like, "What's it gonna do? Kill you?" And I was like, and I have very, very depressed through high school and college, and so I started smoking after that. And this just furthered what my priest had told me of, like, if you do this on your own without a priest, you're going to get into trouble. Satan's going to beat you down and all these things. And so, again, I didn't want to meditate again. But after college, my back started to, I started to feel like my back. Like, not seriously, but I was get a twinge, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting older. And my dad had a bad back. And so I started doing yoga, and that opened me up to a new possibility of, like, maybe meditation is okay. Maybe this is something I can do. But it was like exercise. It was something that I did as part of something else. And that was a big theme for me for meditation. And I resisted it for a very long time because of that. But eventually I ended up at a Buddhist meditation. And in hindsight, I got, like, instant results. Like, I met a friend, we started dating, I got jobs. It was really good, but I didn't associate it at the time. And this is another danger of when you start meditation and you start getting results, you may not correlate those results right away. And that's why meditation has to be done consistently over time. And so eventually I fell out of that practice, and fast forward to a couple years ago, I started going to seminars and people started out practicing gratitude. And so you would list 10 gratitude items and then you would meditate for 5 minutes afterwards. And I started going through this process. I started getting more courses that were like, oh, we have this meditation or mindfulness that comes along with it. And I started doing that. And I got to a point where I was like, I have to make space for this in my life because everything that I'm following for advice recommends doing meditation. And mind you, it took me 20 years to come to this conclusion. So I got confirmed somewhere around 15-ish, and I am well over 35 by this point. And so when it comes to considering meditation and considering the importance of it, you don't need 20 years of yoga experience. You don't need to have been introduced by a priest. You need to understand that you're doing this for you and that you're going to be focusing on you. And meditation is really like a process of letting go. And that's exactly what I wasn't doing, which is why I was not comfortable with doing meditation. And I heard something that the only reason why you don't like meditation is because you don't do it enough. And there's all sorts of these truisms about meditations that you hear and they're so counterintuitive, but they're so true. Another one is if you have time, meditate for 30 minutes a day. If you don't have time, meditate for an hour. I think that one's directly from the Dalai Lama and his book, The Art of Happiness. And it is a wonderful, wonderful thing when you get into a regular meditation practice. And now I've actually had the wonderful pleasure of working with some guys that work on streamlined meditation, Troy and Malcolm. Definitely look them up if you're interested in that. And I just do a silent meditation twice a day for 20 minutes a day. And there's so many different advantages of that. One, it doesn't require any equipment. Two, it is something that is just really, really powerful, right? I can feel my energy waning and I can say like, all right, I can't work on this anymore. I can meditate and then I can come back to it. And so it's a good break overall. So definitely consider meditation, consider really putting a regular schedule to it. Start slow. You don't have to start as slow as I did, but you can do a minute or two twice a day for a week, then 5 minutes a day, twice a day for a week, then 10 minutes a day, twice a day for a week. And within a month, you can get into a regular meditation practice and you can start to see amazing benefits. And I really, really encourage you to do that. And another counterintuitive things is you don't realize how much it's helping you until you stop. And so you'll stop for a week and you'll be like, oh, I feel off. Why do I feel off? I didn't meditate. So as you get used to that meditation feeling, as your intuition builds, as you learn to let go, you're going to really start to understand the benefits of meditation and have wonderful results in your life.